Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to go on a little field trip down to one of my favorite garden centers and see what they have going on. And I don't have a ton of plans for today, but I know I just wanted to get out. Sergey has been gone for a couple of days. He's out on a fishing trip. So I feel very sad and lonely. So I'm feeling a little bit bad for myself. So I thought, let's go do a little bit of retail therapy. And buying plants is my favorite type of retail therapy. So we're going to go do that. Mom has also been gone. She's down in California. So I'm just kind of like, what am I going to do with myself? So I'm going to go buy plants. Of course, that's what I'm going to do. There's nothing specific that I'm looking for, but I'm craving a lot of color. We're kind of in that period where we're transitioning from winter to spring. So we do have a little bit of spring color popping up with our bulbs, but I'm just craving like more and more color. So let's go see what they have and then we'll see where the day takes us. Okay, I just arrived at Farmington Gardens. You guys know I love this place so much. Just driving up, I saw their just tables of perennials and trees and shrubs, and I'm like, so let's go in and see what we can find. I might just leave my bag here, my cart here. Go see. Hi, how are you? I'll talk to you in a sec. I'm really excited to see what they have. I know they have an event coming up this weekend. And I feel like this is the preview to that because this place is going to get fuller and fuller and fuller. Oh gosh, I don't know where to go. I'm so excited. Let's go here. Oh, look at all the trees. Oh my gosh, is that a Joseph? Hold on. Yes, look at this. Chief Joseph Lodgepole Pine. I really want to add one of these to our side garden. These are such stunning trees. They get 8 to 12 feet tall and 46 feet wide. You guys remember one of the display gardens at the Northwest Flower Garden Show had 3 of these and they were so massive and just absolutely stunning. So definitely have my eye out on one of these. But look at how things are just filling in, you guys. This is so exciting. This whole area is just going to be a sea of perennials here. And I'm trying to be really good in terms of not buying plants that I'm not getting ready to plant right away, because you guys know I have a problem with that. I get real excited when I come to garden centers and I just start putting things in my cart and then they end up getting sidelined in our side garden. And it always feels like a little garden center when you walk into our garden, because whenever we bring people under, like, oh, and I'm like, I know. So I'm not a garden center, but I sure act like one sometimes. Look at all of these beautiful pieras. These are so fun. And you know, we saw so many of these also at the show, and I just love them in groupings or like a little cluster of them somewhere in the garden. We don't have any, but I think I would like to add some of these to our side garden. This is Valley Valentine, and look at how beautiful those blooms are. Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous, and they're just loaded, loaded, loaded. Well, look at this dark one. Wow, this makes me excited. Passion Pieris. Let's see, this one gets 5 feet tall by 3 feet wide. Oh, I love this. This is stunning. It's so, I don't know if you guys can see it through the camera, but it's so bright. Wow, wow, wow. I love that. Now this is interesting. This is a Dorothy Wyckoff. I haven't seen this one before, but it looks very like drapey. That's really pretty. You know what? This would actually be really beautiful in a container. Just have this as like your centerpiece. I think that would be so stunning. Okay, I'm seeing something flowering over here that's calling my name. What is this? It's an osmanthus? Huh. This is new to me, and it kind of has a little bit of a scent. That's really pretty. Let's see, what is this one like? Blooms mid to late spring, zone 7 through 9. And how big does it get? It doesn't have the size on here, but this is actually very interesting. Good shrub for some spring pollinator action. I like that a lot, these little white flowers. That's very pretty. One of the things I love to do is come out to garden centers all seasons because you really get to see all of the beautiful plants that they have in the summertime, fall time, springtime, and wintertime. And right now is such a good time to come down to garden centers because you can start to see what is blooming right now. So if you're looking for more spring interest in your garden, now is the time to come look. Oh man, I just see so much tree action over there. We're gonna have to go swing by, see what's going on. And look over here. Wow, wow, wow. They really, okay, I see what's going on here. They wanted to lure me in with all of the evergreens, and they're doing a great job at doing it. Look at all of this beautiful selection. And of course, it's starting to hail. It's been off and on like this all day, but that's okay because at least it's not too wet. So it's okay right now. But I want to look around and look for some low growing evergreens. There are a couple of areas under some of our maples that I would love to have some evergreens kind of trailing out a little bit. So I think that would be really beautiful. And plus it would bring a little bit more winter interest under some of those trees. So I am looking for something that's low growing. I don't want it to spread too far, but of course we can always maintain it. But I just want something like kind of cute, not too like wild looking, just have a little bit of structure to it. So if you guys have any suggestions that you have in your garden, let me know, but let's just come around and see what they have. This one immediately caught my eye. This is a Cedrus Feeling Blue. Let's see, it gets 2 to 3 feet tall by 6 feet wide. Sun to part shade. Oh, I like that. Let's see, let's bring her out a little bit. Oh, I love that actually. Huh. What do you guys think of this one? The thing is, I think these always look really beautiful over like a rock kind of cascading through. We do have a couple of areas in our garden that are a little bit mounded, but not necessarily where we have some of the maples that I would like to plant this under. But I do think maybe if we leave it staked a little bit, it kind of will go up a tiny bit and then come down. Okay, we'll put that on our list. I like that. Just a ton of different pines right now. Oh my gosh. You guys know how excited I get about trees and evergreens. And of course, I left my car all the way out there. Hopefully nobody takes it. Oops. Here's one that I love, a dwarf hinoki, false cypress. We have a couple of these in our garden. They are so stunning, so structural. Like if you just look at this, let's pull this out. Where can we showcase? Look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. I love its fanning nature. Do you see how it just kind of fans out? These are so stunning in the garden. And this one, this is a dwarf variety and it only grows 3 feet tall and wide. Oh, okay. Well, you might be coming home with me. Definitely a contender for the side garden. All right, let's put her back. I've already started a list for all of the plants and trees and shrubs that we want in our new side garden, but that list is always evolving. And I feel like the longer I put it off and buying things, the more it's going to change. But I'm allowed to change my mind, okay? You know I change my mind all the time. That's okay. It's part of the process, but I'm very excited to see what we come up with for that area. I really want it to be different than what we have in our backyard. I want it to feel very cozy. I want it to feel very whimsical. I want a lot of plant material. I want a lot of diverse plants in there too. I do love just big chunks and blocks of plantings of like the same thing, but I really want it to feel more just diverse, you know, like, I don't know. I haven't like narrowed it down yet to like a finalized plan. So definitely open to a lot of really beautiful things for the side garden. All right, let's talk about this classic here, a forsythia. If you want beautiful spring color, pollinator attractor, this is going to be your friend right here. It's such a classic in the garden. I think these shrubs are so stunning and they really draw your eyes in because of these beautiful uniform yellow flowers. Do you see that? It's just very gorgeous. These also make really good branches for arrangements. So if you have ones that you can allow to get really big and wild, they're very fun to take cuttings from. But my gosh, are these just stunning shrubs for the garden. Here are the maples, which I think right now is a really good time to start looking at buying deciduous trees like this, because you can come in and look at the branching. Remember, we always talk about picking out really beautiful branching. That way you have really nice winter interest. So right now, before they really leaf out, is when I like to come in and just start looking at the structure of these maples. And if you come here into the center, this is where you're going to find some smaller ones, some special varieties. So we can just come in here and look to see what they have. Maples are also really great trees for containers. So if you have an area that you can pop up or plant up a container with a maple. Oh, I love that. Just like imagine walking into a garden, you have an area that has a little bit of shade, you have a beautiful maple with some beautiful grasses in it too, in a container. That would be stunning. And this is one of the reasons why I love maples so much. Just look at how delicate they look in the springtime when they start leafing out like that. I absolutely love these trees. Can we talk about rhododendrons for a second? What's the vibe? Are we loving them? Are we like passing on them? I don't see anybody really talking about rhododendrons, and I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with them. I think it depends on the variety, because sometimes I think I just see ones that are poorly taken care of and I'm like, eh. But and then when they start blooming, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yes, I want that color in my garden immediately. But what's the vibe? Like, what do you guys think about rhododendrons? Are you a fan? Are you kind of over them? Do you want something different, something fresh, something new? But whatever your stance is, nothing beats these beautiful, delicate flowers this time of year when there's not a lot going on. Just look at how stunning this light lavender looks. And this variety is PJM Pink, if you're curious to know what variety this is. But that is actually very beautiful. This caught my eye immediately. What is this? Oh, a climbing hydrangea. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, let's see. How big do these get? Oh, climbs up to 60 feet high. Wow. This is very cool. Oh gosh, if I had the place for this in my garden, I would so buy this. That is so interesting. I've never grown these before. I don't know much about them, but that just looks like it'd be a good time in the garden. And back here we have a Kentucky wisteria. These get 25 feet tall by 46 feet wide. These are beautiful. I love a wisteria. You really have to kind of get a grip on them, but oh, they're gorgeous, gorgeous climbers. All right, they have a ton of roses here. Oh, look at that, Jump for Joy. That's beautiful. They also have some David Austin, and I did order some roses, so I'm waiting for those to arrive. But check these out. Ooh, that's pretty, stunning. It almost looks like a little cup, like a little teacup. I love that. Golden Celebration, that's a classic. Love that one. Evelyn, also a classic. Look at how pretty. The Generous Gardener. Oh, is this a climber? Oh. Let me know if you guys know about this rose. Do you have one? How does it perform? How are the blooms? I want to add a climbing rose in our front garden on an arb. So let me know down below what your favorite climbing roses are. Here's what I'm looking for in a climbing rose. I really want something that's kind of a little bit softer pink, maybe peach. I want it to get pretty big. I don't need it to get massive, but I do want to get one that gets over 6 feet tall. And I want something that's high performing in terms of blooms. I really want one that is a repeat bloomer. If I could have one that's scented, that would be a plus, but definitely more and more flowers. So if you guys have one in your mind that you recommend, let me know, because I would 100% order that so we can plant it out in our front garden. They have some really beautiful tree roses too. We have a couple in the front that's doing okay, but I wouldn't mind putting another tree rose somewhere in our garden. Those are really fun. And just a ton of really beautiful things over here. A lot of deciduous trees, magnolias. Again, the evergreens are going to be down at the bottom, which I kind of want to go peek. I just want to take a little tiny peek to see how things are looking over there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see all of the trees in the back over there, but oh my gosh, that is happiness just waiting for me to go skip around and look at all of those beautiful evergreens. They still have a lot of really great fruit trees. So if you guys are looking for peaches, plums, apples, pears, they have a ton of stuff here. We actually just picked up a persimmon a few weeks ago and planted it up. They also have quite a bit of the first edition Eclipse hydrangea. These are very interesting. They have this really bright raspberry, yellowish center flower. And the cool thing about this hydrangea is the dark foliage. I don't think I've seen a hydrangea yet that has foliage like this. And this one can take full sun, and it gets 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. So the fact that something like this with the dark foliage can take full sun is super, super impressive. I am on the market for new hydrangeas. We had bought some a year ago. I think it was Incredibles, but after sitting with it, I'm just not sure if those are going to be ideal for the side garden and some of the other areas that I wanted to plant them. So those are probably going to be rehomed to one of my friends because she has a ton of space in her garden and she loves hydrangeas. So I'm still kind of sitting with it, but that is another plant that I am really trying to be methodical about in terms of how big they're going to get and what colors they're going to be. I love a panicle hydrangea, but I haven't made my final decision yet. I would also love to get an oak leaf hydrangea because those look so beautiful in the fall time. There's a ton of vines, which is very exciting. And I especially wanted to highlight this clematis here. I think this one is snowdrift, right? Yeah, snowdrift. There's another one that we used to have in our garden, very similar to this, Armandi. And if you want a fast growing clematis that's evergreen, this is going to be it for you. The Armandi is the one that we had, and I think we had it for maybe 2 years before we took down the arbor that it was climbing on. It grew so massively. I'll see if I can put up a picture for you guys to see. And these have a beautiful scent. Let me just yeah, oh my gosh, that's so lovely. So definitely put this on your list if you're looking for something. These would also grow really well on a fence. Let's see, they can take full to part sun. Ours was planted in full sun and it thrived. They get 20 feet tall and 36 feet wide. Massive, massive. And some really interesting honeysuckle here. I haven't grown honeysuckle before, but I am curious about them and would like to try some in our garden somewhere. But boy, look at that bright color. Wow. Here's another really fun shrub if you're looking for something a little bit different that flowers and has berries for your garden. This is a scamia, I think. Yeah, Japanese scamia. And you do have to have a male and female in order for it to have the berries. So keep that in mind if you want to get these. But these will get 2 to 5 feet tall and 3 to 6 feet wide. But I do think these are very nice in the garden as well. I like these in drifts or even like as a small hedge. That would look really nice. So this is a female plant and this is going to be the male plant right here. So you can kind of see what those two look like together. All right, let's go look at some of the trees because it never hurts to just look. We're not going to buy any today, but let's just go look. This is a vinca vine, I believe. That's pretty. These are lovely ground covers. I love that variegation. That's very interesting. So I know they're still bringing out a ton of plant material, especially for their event coming up. And in the springtime, this place just gets wild. wild with plants. I love it so much. But here we have some hedge material. So now is the time if you need to start thinking about hedges for your garden and you want the same type of hedge material, now would be a good time to come out because they also have a ton of it and similar size. So you're going to be able to find exactly what you're looking for. But what I'm very curious about is, of course, the evergreens. Oh, can see a Vanderwolf. Can spot her a mile away. Oh, this is pretty. Weeping white pine. I always come back to this tree every time. Every time she just calls my name. I feel like it's telling me that I need another one. This is a really great spruce. I think this is a Slenderina. Yeah, Slenderina blue spruce. They get 12 feet tall in 20 years. So if you have an area in your garden that needs a little bit of winter interest, this is a good one. And let's see, full sun. So that is a beautiful little evergreen. We actually have one in a container that we need to plant out. All right, not a ton of evergreens yet, but here's one that I'm very curious about too. This is Bush's Lace Engelmann spruce. This is 25 feet tall by 6 feet wide. This is one of the evergreens that I'm considering for right next to our shed. So where we have that wood pile that we need to move, I'm thinking to put an evergreen similar to this, if not this one, in that area. I would like to get one that's a little bit bigger, a little bit more mature. But I do love the structure of this. I love the weeping habit of these trees. And because it's an evergreen and doesn't get too wide, it's kind of perfect for our side garden. Just to give you an idea of how much plants they get. Look at their back lot. So these are some of the things that haven't gone out yet. And this gets full before it comes out here into the garden center. So look at all of the trees, look at all of the evergreens in the back, all of these roses. Like, are you kidding me? It just blows my mind every single time. And I know they're doing some really fun, cool stuff in those greenhouses. So stay tuned for that because we might be able to get a behind the scenes of what's going on over there. I've been really good about not buying anything so far, but I want to go see the annuals because that's where I'm going to find a lot of flower power this time of year. All right, let's see what they have. I haven't been in yet. Oh, yes. Ooh, look at this. They have a ton of veggie starts too. Oh, that's good to know. Very cool. Ooh, and a lot of strawberries, which always gets me. I remember when we first started gardening, we bought like 10 1-gallon containers and they were ones that you're supposed to divide and we never knew. And I remember we were checking out and then they looked at us and they're like, so you're buying all of these strawberries? And we're like, yeah. And we thought like, that's not that many. And then we took it home and then we realized what was going on is that, again, you were supposed to divide them and we had about 100 plants or 80 plants of strawberries. We were like, oh my gosh, we were so not aware of how to buy strawberries. So anyways, I thought that was so funny. And we had a ton of strawberries that year and we gave a lot of them away, but it was just a little life lesson for us. All right, if primrose is your thing, there's a ton of them here. Lots of really beautiful, bright colors. But I want to come over here and look at the pansies and violas. This is very exciting. Wow. Okay, there's a lot of good stuff. All right, let me think about this for a sec. All right, so here is what I'm thinking. I would like to freshen up our containers on the deck because we planted some pansies and violas last fall and they're starting to bloom a little bit like of a red and yellow, but that feels very fall to me. I want to do something a little bit different. I'm seeing a lot of these beautiful blues and purples and I'm immediately being drawn to them, especially this combo here. The sorbet morpho. It's a beautiful purple and yellow. So I'm thinking this would be really beautiful on the deck with some of our maples. And then I want to freshen up our containers where we have the arborvitae in our little green urns, because again, we have some red in there and they're kind of, they're done for the season, but I think this would be really beautiful. It's a pink and yellow. Kind of reminds me of Easter, but I'm not mad at it. So I think I would need, let's see, probably 6 for the urns. So let's grab these. Gosh, but I'm so drawn to these pink colors too. Oh gosh, decisions. So I think the reason why I'm being drawn to this is I don't want to go too yellow because it feels a little bit flat on our deck when we have too much yellow there because of our wood, and especially like the beams. So I think these for sure, there's just a little bit of yellow. And I'm thinking maybe something like this. You see how it is yellow, but there's those stripes. So it kind of breaks it up a little bit. This is tiger eye mix. I don't know how I feel about them together, but I think it could work. So I think we're gonna go with this mix here. I just can't get over this color. It's just so beautiful. I either want to go with this Daltini honeybee. So that's what that would look like. Or we go with that tiger eye mix. You know what? I think we're gonna go with the tiger eye mix. I think that's just so different. And I think that would be really fun. 8, 9, 10. All right, this is so naughty, but you know what else I really want to do is get more pansies for the new containers where we planted our peach tree and our persimmon, because those are looking kind of bare. And I think it'd be fun to have a little bit of color drawing us into the garden back there. And I do plan on doing something a little bit different with those containers in terms of what I'm going to be planting under them. But there's so much color that I just don't know what to do with myself. So I'm thinking I'm going to let's get a little bit more, I think. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm not thinking, I don't know. I'm just very excited about colors right now. So I think we're gonna go with the Sorbet XP Morpho Mixed. We are going to go with the Tiger Eye Mix as well. And then we are doing it this Marina with Blotch variety. And I'm going to interplant that with, I think, not sure yet, these guys here. The Sorbet XP Denim Jump Up Viola, just to have a little bit of size difference. I think that's going to be visually very beautiful. And then of course, you know me, because I'm going to go with that pinky burgundy color. I went with the Matrix Pink shades, and I'm going to interplant those with some of these. These are the Sorbet XP Orchid Rose Beacon ones. I'm excited about that. And then these are going to go in our urns, and these are going to be the pink jump up. I just love how sweet and delicate that looks. Definitely reminds me of Easter. So I think we're going to stop here. I'm tempted to get some bulbs, but I want to wait just a minute just to see like what the game plan is going to be. All right, I am really happy that I came out here. I just felt like I needed to get out and just distract myself away from everything and just disconnect and be out. And it's always nice to come out to the garden centers this time of year, just because you start to get that feeling, that excitement. It's kind of in the air, and you can feel it like when people are shopping and the workers are excited and everybody's kind of happy. The weather was okay today. I was kind of off and on rain. But again, it's just about getting really like into the groove of spring and getting that excitement really going. So I feel so much better. So whoever said retail therapy is not a thing, you just haven't gone plant shopping yet, because that was just the most relaxing thing ever. And that will do it for today's video. I definitely feel like you guys are keeping me company, so that was really nice. So thank you for that. And I just can't wait to take these home. I have some ideas for them. Again, I just want to bring more spring color into our garden, which I'm really, really looking forward to. It's always a good time when I get to come out shopping with you guys. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.